Hey there, my name is David Olds and I'm a full-time real estate investor out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it's my mission to create a bunch of videos to help you become a real estate millionaire too. I've been an investor for over 2 decades and full-time since June of 2009. I've done over 1,500 wholesale deals, dozens and dozens of rehabs, and I bought over 100 rental properties. So one of the questions that I got today on YouTube was a question about what's the difference between an assignment and a double close. We'll try to break it down here kind of quick for you. I did a whole nother video about the basics of wholesaling. So wholesaling in and of itself normally is done through an assignment of contract. So with wholesaling, you go out and you find your seller, right? Your seller has a property, you're going to contract that for $100,000. Now that you have that contract, you have the ability to either close on the property for $100,000 and become the new owner, or you can take that contract and sell the contract to an end buyer, and that buyer closes, and if they're closing at a higher amount, that difference is called the assignment fee, and that goes to you, the wholesaler. If you're under contract at $100,000 and you're selling the contract to an end buyer for $120,000, the difference is $20,000, and that's a check that's cut to you at closing by the title company. Now you need to make sure you have all the correct paperwork to make this work. So that's an assignment. You know, everybody gets what they want in the assignment. Mrs. Smith, she got her $100,000 that you agreed to. Your buyer, you know, he agreed to pay $120,000, so he's going to pay $120,000, and the difference just comes to you. The alternative there is with that contract in the beginning, instead of assigning it, you actually close on it and become the owner. Now, what happens there? You are the owner of this 123 Main Street, and you would incur those closing costs. So maybe, you know, you agreed to buy it for $100,000, but now let's see, your cost in it is maybe $103,000 because you have some closing costs and title insurance, maybe $104,000. So now you go and sell it to your end buyer. He buys it from you for $120,000. It's another transaction. So you're going to have a little bit more cost involved. Let's say another $1,000 or $2,000. So now you're up to $106,000, right? 100 plus 6,000 in closing costs. 120 minus 106, your profit is only 14,000. So what's the difference? They were essentially the same transaction, but instead of it just making one transfer from your buyer to your seller, from the seller to you, and then you to your buyer, there was 2 different transactions. We call this A to B and then B to C. So what happens is everybody in both transactions got exactly what they agreed to, except you made less money. In this case, say it's $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 less. So where did that $7,000 go? That went to the title company because the title company did 2 actual transactions, 2 legs of this deal instead of just one. You know, the only person who really loses out in an assignment is the title company. So that's really the difference. The only time you would want to do a double close is maybe your seller has to close by, you know, the 15th of the month, but your buyer can't close until the 20th or the 25th, right? The only way to save this deal is you're going to have to actually close on it and use your money or somebody else's money or a bank's money, somebody's money. Somebody's going to help you fund the deal, and then you'll go ahead and resell it. And that's a risk that you're willing to take because if you didn't close on it, you couldn't make the 14, so 14 is better than 0. The other time that you'll want to double close is if your assignment fee is really big, like $100,000, and that's actually not uncommon. At Easy REI Closings, we close those types of deals for our clients all the time. You know, the assignment fee is so big, you don't want your buyer to be able to see that, right? Because your assignment fee is visible to the buyer when it just goes from the seller to the buyer. So in that case, you may want to close on it and have a clean resale. So those are the only times that you would really want to do a double close. Most of the time for us, anything up to $100,000 we do as an assignment. You know, we just make sure that we have a big enough deposit from our buyer. So hopefully that helped. If it did, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, do the notifications, do the follow, do all the things, and we'll see you on the next one.